G'day cocktail lovers. This is one of the many cocktails inspired by the Manhattan, and it's part of the family that are actually named after boroughs in the New York area. This one's called the Bay Ridge. I believe Bay Ridge is part of Brooklyn. I have to believe what I read on the internet because I've never been there. And the key difference between this and a traditional Manhattan is whiskey and sweet vermouth. This has the rye whiskey in there, but it has dry vermouth and then a couple of liqueur modifiers for the sweetness. And it sounds very interesting. I'll tell you what, the original recipe called for a prune brandy. Who the hell has prune brandy? I don't even have plum brandy. I don't know what it tastes like. You know what I decided to do? I went with a dark fruit liqueur. This is myrrh. I have so much trouble being sensible when I say this. I suppose it's French. It's blackberry, and it's myrrh. And I always wanted to do like a Pepe Le Pew, actually myrrh, le myrrh. I'm immature is what I'm saying. But that's what I'm putting in instead of prune brandy. This is, of course, going to have probably a noticeable difference to the original recipe, but I don't think it's straying too far, and I am quite keen to taste it. I haven't tasted it yet. Oh, you can tell it's like a Manhattan, but there is a different sort of sweetness compared to what you get with sweet vermouth. I'm really liking this one. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, we put 2 ounces or 60 mils of rye whiskey, and then we're putting half an ounce or 15 mils of dry vermouth. Follow that with half an ounce or 15 mils of Benedictine. Then just a quarter of an ounce, around 7.5 mils of whatever you're using for prune brandy. And then we're doing 2 dashes of an aromatic bitters and 2 dashes of orange bitters. Then with an orange peel, I'm going to express some orange oils over the top and drop the peel in as a garnish. I forgot to mention with regards to the rye, the recommendation is to have at least 100 proof rye whiskey. This is a local one from the Gospel Distillery, Australia's only rye specialists. This was actually finished in vermouth casks, which I thought made it particularly suited to a Manhattan variation. This is 51%, so 102 proof, so it's right in the zone that they recommend. But of course, go with what you have, and don't be afraid to try other whiskies in this type of recipe as well. It's obviously going to be a different drink, but even brand to brand, it's different. That's why it annoys me more than a little when people go, "You can't do that, then it's not a Manhattan." I'm sorry, it tastes completely different if you use rye whiskies from different makers. Try it with a Scotch, and you can give it a different name if you like. I don't mind, but don't let obsessive purists annoy you. Always be willing to give something new a try. Be willing to improvise based on what you have, and you can get a really interesting drink like this, the Bay Ridge. Cheers.